everybody's favorite hottie. Megan Thee Stallion is out here been scamming people. Rock Nation's been scamming people. She's been telling people that she independent, but
she is independent.
It don't make how you independent. But every time I turn on YouTube, she on every Amazon commercial. But you independent. How you independent?
Because she's good at marketing.
The lies. She's good at dropping.
She's got very good marketing tools,
but not enough marketing to sell out concert tours, son. That's what the real fan. You can't buy concert tours. That's a lot of her tour dates are getting. Out? She said a lot of her tour dates are getting canceled. Remember?
I thought they were saying that was Sexy Red.
That was both. It was Megan Thee Stallion first. Now it's Sexy Red. They said Megan Thee Stallion had to move her prices down to like the 20. Some of the prices was like $20 for a seat.
We should go.
It's too late. He already came to Houston. But yeah, if you didn't know, I mean, Megan Thee Stallion allegedly. That's what they're saying is her last new album just came out. Megan independent album dropped 64K streaming views, 64K streaming. I mean, which is amazing.
What 64 million, 62.6 million on demand streams, 16,000 pure sales. So I guess that's like physical copies.
Imagine 62 million streams only comes out to 64K. That don't even sound right.
Yes, because you gotta get like I forget it's like 1,000 or 10,000 streams equals like the value of one physical copy.
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense. But I mean, if you didn't know, Megan Thee Stallion's last album, I think it was called Trauma. That one only sold first week sales were like 63K. So I mean, this one being independent, it was amazing. I mean, at first I was hating, but then as soon as the numbers dropped, I was like, man, you know what? You gotta give her props, man.
You weren't hating at first. You did it reverse.
No, I mean, no.
You were praising, saying, "Oh, she did pretty good for an independent artist," and then it came out that half of her sales were botted, so she really did half of those numbers. You're like, "I know it. She's a phony jabroni."
No, I mean,
free Tory.
Only reason I hate it because when I played the songs, I mean, I didn't really care for any of the tracks that was on the songs. Like, it didn't really give me anything. I was like, man, at first I was like, I want some more Tory Lane bars, some Nicki Minaj bars, but she ain't do none of that. And somebody told me that she did that on a previous album.
The only song I liked that she did was the one with Yuka Chiba, and even that one was like mediocre.
True,
I feel like she could have used him better or had a different beat that more showcased his talents as well.
Exactly, but I mean, so just like Megan Thee Stallion's last song, "Hiss," the one that she did in response to Nicki Minaj song, that song went #1, and then some strange reason it just started backtracking. It looks like she didn't put enough money in the bot fund. It went from #1, then the second week went to 13 to 40. Then it just fell off the top 100 list.
I don't know if someone was talking about earlier, but I heard some people saying like it was went from being like 6 to being off the chart. But I don't know if that was her last album that they were talking about. It might have been.
It could have been.
But they're saying that she's had some of the biggest drop-offs in history.
Yeah.
When you're looking at week 1 to week 2 with her last 2 albums.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand. These artists out here faking the funk, making it seem like, you know, they selling all these streams, and you know that. But,
they're basically low key influencers, bigger influencers than they are artists. Because you got people like Meg Thee Stallion and Sweetie.
Yep.
You know, they got 10, 20, 30 million followers because you know they're decent to look at. But then when it comes to actual sales, how do you have 20, 30, 10, 20, 30 million followers? But then, like Sweetie, what did she did? Like 2K first week?
Yep.
Meg Thee Stallion is now going to do, like 30K when they update the bots?
Allegedly what they're saying is...
35K, I think we said?
Yeah, once they remove, allegedly, these 30 million streams that was botted, saying that she's going to lose at least 44% of her streams, so it's going to knock her all the way down to around, like, what, 35K now.
I think, what was it, 35, or it was like it was actually like 32? It
was like between 32 to 35K, which isn't really that bad because Lotto album 777, we'll look that up. It only sold like 31K. So I mean, she's still female wise, she's still like #1 new female wise. But Nicki Minaj,
Nicki Minaj, she ain't still like that. She's like Drake and stuff.
Yeah, she ain't touching it pretty much. JT's album coming out real soon too, so we gonna.
I was saying JC, not JT, but we'll see what JT does.
JT ain't finna do that. She finna do horrible numbers
15K.
Too. Probably. I mean,
didn't City Girls do 5K?
Basically, yeah.
Or was it 3? I don't know. It was something real bad.
It was. Yeah,
and then also Coi Leray, who has a big influencer on Instagram and on TikTok. got multi-million followers on both social media accounts. But then her album came out and what she did like 8K.
Yeah, they're not selling it. But if you look at their music videos, every time they drop a music video, it's always like what top 10 trending on YouTube, over 100, 200, like over like 2-3 million views.
Maybe.
So you think it's gonna do good and do big? But I mean, when they drop that album, it's like it don't be hitting the same.
Especially now that they can't do the glitch of doing like the merch,
the bundle thing.
Yeah, the bundle thing where you get a T-shirt and you get a QR code for the physical copy, which no one ever uses because they have, Apple Music or Spotify or whatever they use, and so it's just like, I'm gonna sell a shirt and get an extra sale. And you know what's crazy?
What?
Is those sales count way more because if you get a physical copy sale, remember we said what is it like 10,000 or 50,000 streams counts as one physical copy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing that, on a scale like, I sold 20,000 T-shirts, that's gonna multiply it by that much. Way more than you can even imagine.
True. And then what doesn't make any sense about this whole situation? Like if I'm on tour and my album just dropped, I'm gonna tell everybody when they come in, I'm gonna be on stage like, everybody first, pull your phones out, go to your streaming app, play my new album, put it on mute, and let's rock out. And then it's automatic win.
Destroy the cell service in that building.
But
Too many phones on the network.
But still, at the same time, you don't have to buy it.
That's basically in-person botting.
But it's still. It's not on the same account. No. That's one way to do it.
Or you could just have real fans and get real views. You could try that.
That's a hard one. These female rappers don't have real fans.
If you're like Meg the Stallion or Neon, I guess you need help. Or I guess like my co-host's favorite streamer.
Stretch.
Is that what you call
him? That's his name. Whoa. Pause. I think it's Stitch.
No.
What's his name?
His name is it's Sketch, but I guess you know him as Stretch.
Horrible. Nah, but what do you think the problem is? Do you think the issue with Megan Thee Stallion, all her fans left once the Tory Lanez situation happened, or
I feel like she had too much drama going on right now. Beefing with Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez may
she's
not
in the jail.
Exactly. But Tory Lanez didn't have like the hugest fan base, but he had like one of the more cult fan bases. So that's people that's gonna ride for him and go out of their way to make sure her music's not played. And then going at Nicki Minaj, who's quite possibly the biggest female artist in the past for rap the past 10-15 years. That's a huge fan base, and most of her fan base it's a cult and it's huge. It's like almost like the Swifties.
Yeah,
or the Beehive would be.
But I could have sworn like when Hot Girl Summer started, it was when Hot Girl Summer started, it was so huge and so big. Everybody was like, I'm outside and doing all that.
Well, and also stuff. You got to wonder what comments now, because it's like most people's channels might have moderators or even like AI moderators. That if they see slander or bad comments, that they just take them down. So you go in a comment section, it's like, it's fire, you go girl, everyone loves you, 20 out of a 10, 100 million out of 10, and you're like, I guess the whole world loves it, and then you're like, I guess not, because no one listened to it.
That's what I hate.
So it's kind of hard with the internet, because you also kind of get in like what's it called, echo chamber.
Yeah.
Because like your algorithm will only kind of show you things that you're gonna agree with for the most part.
Show you nothing but Megan Thee Stallion fans.
Yeah.
Showing you that this album's amazing, 10 out of 10. It's no track skipped. You can play it back and forth. Like this album wasn't that good at all. Like it was a lot of songs I didn't care for, and then like the Hachi song, that one she could have did a lot better, but she's pushing for that. I guess she's gonna do it.
Chiba.
Yeah. I guess she's doing the whole anime thing. She loves anime, so she has a video coming out soon.
She went to Japan and was hanging out over there. She had a Japanese rapper on her. It's it might be her biggest song on that album. And then I think one of her other videos kind of was like anime themed. I think from like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and like a couple other animes that she's into. But I'm not into the animes that she's watched. So
True, true, true. And just because your art, I mean, just because a lot of artists is they tours getting canceled or they're not selling tickets, it don't mean they trash. It just means that like they just trying to do too much and they ain't down that level yet. Because I mean, you don't got to do an arena. You can do like small. It's like the WNBA. Like the WNBA, they don't need to go to where the Lakers play yet. They ain't gonna fill out that arena. But
Hey,
you know, if you go to a smaller arena, you can possibly
they've
fill
been
that out.
packing it out, cause
Yeah, pack it out.
some of the Caitlin Clark games they got to go from the small arenas to the bigger
That's
ones.
Caitlin Clark games. That ain't no Asia
Right.
Wilson.
It was the Angel Reese games. Well, since I'm helping Angel Reese,
You said that's Angel Reese games that don't be getting no people.
no, I was saying Angel Reese is the games that do get people
Oh, okay.
more than Caitlin Clark.
I told you at the beginning of the episode, I fight. But nah, anything else got to say about Megan? Wait, before we move on, do you care if your favorite artists don't sell more than 80K?
No, I mean honestly, my whole life I never really liked the biggest artists. I always liked the artists that I always actually used to like to kind of find like hidden gems.
True.
So a lot of times like people would hear of like an artist I was into and I'm like, "Oh, I'm already done listening to them." I listened to their first 4 mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th mixtape was like eh. The 6th mixtape was trash and I was done with them. And then y'all are just finding out about them now.
True, true,
So
true.
that stuff like that used to happen, or like like of course like I knew about Waka Flocka before he really blew up, and like Travis Porter, and a whole bunch of people where like I was like they've been out for years. What do you mean?
True, and I wonder if it's like
Wale.
I wonder if it's the same thing for country music and rock music. Like, is it 100? Do you have to do like 100K streams before they consider it a successful album?
I think country music does bigger numbers.
I'm sure they have a higher. So I mean, because
I think a lot of their bigger artists do easily over 100K first week, no problem.
I know it can't be 100K for R&B music because R&B music don't be selling like that.
No, probably good opening is like 20K first week for R&B, 30K.
Yeah, see, so I mean, so we might have to move the number down for some of these for the female rappers. I mean, these new generation female
Don't
rappers.
move the goalposts.
You got to.
You gotta treat them equal, cause
Listen,
it's
man.
equality season.
They're not treated equal in the
Equality.
military. They're not treated equal in the police station. They're not treated.
Why are they not treated equal in the military?
The test to get inside the military.
Yeah.
The
You gotta
fitness,
get standardized tests.
the
for
physical
each
test.
people.
It's not the same thing. Like for a man, I think for a push ups, it's like the 2 minute test. For a man, push ups you do 40 push ups in 2 minutes. For a girl, it's like 20 push ups.
Oh,
And it's not even the same push ups.
we've heard about you failing the 2-minute test.
And then I think the girl running, you have to do like I forgot. Comment down
Right.
like for running stuff is like a certain amount of time. And then also for the firefighters, the deadlift is to put somebody on your back. They don't carry. They have to carry like the same weight the men have to carry. Everything here is
a girl fire could both lift me or you and save us from a fire.
that's a
no
lie.
problem.
They can't.
Well, what are they supposed to do?
They can't lift
Just give
you
us
up.
oxygen until a guy comes that can lift us.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's mainly men firefighters. If anything, you're not gonna see a firefighter group if it's like 13 of firefighters. It's gonna be 7-7. That's 14. I was at 13.
Why can't we have equality?
Cause ain't no such thing.
It's 2024 and my co-host
Listen, man, ain't no such thing.
still living in the past.
Listen here, you
I'm
you
just kidding.
you have
I'm just kidding.
you have a bunch of female firefighters come in breaking your burning building house, and you weigh over.
Oh, yeah.
you weigh 200
Come
pounds.
put out this fire.
You finna burn. Moving on. The next topic.
I need to be extinguished.
Speaking of being extinguished, man,